how innovative is Clint Kubiak and that Seattle offense going to be? Like, how much new stuff may we see? How kind of deep into the weeds may they go, or may they not go in this one, guys?
I get frustrated with that. This is what happens on championship games. You got 2 weeks to get ready for a Super Bowl. Offensive coordinators have time on their hands, and they've got the extra practice time too. They start tinkering and wheeling and dealing. It's like, I was always a guy that loved to hang my hat on these plays. Now we'll do a wrinkle off. We got to make them, these are the plays we run all the time. So they're going to be jumping something. So we do have a wrinkle or two off of that. But I like going with the stuff I've run since training camp. I know like the back of my hand. You put in a few trick plays. That's why, the Patriots always had trick plays back with Brady. Edelman throwing a double pass, you name. So there's going to be a couple of trick plays thrown in the mix as well.
Well, remember, Doug, go back 10 or so years. Guess who caught a touchdown pass for New England in the Super Bowl?
Oh, Mike Vrabel, of course.
Mike Vrabel.
Yep.
Milt, what's like as a receiver? What you talk about in the locker room before a game, just do the same things. What do you want to see from an offensive game plan when it comes to tinkering and tweaking and adding and the rest?
Well, you don't want to see too much. There's a reason why you're at this point, because you've had success with what you've been doing all year long. But you definitely want to add a couple of wrinkles. And there's only so many routes you can run. There's only so many patterns, whatever they may be, you can run. But you want to add a couple of wrinkles in there, because the defense, they've been studying you. They've had 2 weeks to look at what you've been doing. So you want to change things up, and that can come with motioning. That can come with different sets or whatever it may be. As Doug mentioned, they motion JSN out of the backfield, doing those things, lining different receivers up in different positions. But as far as the route you're going to run, you're not reinventing the wheel. You have only so many routes you can run. There's just different ways you can run them. But you want to continue doing what you've been doing all year long, even if the opposing team knows what you're going to be doing. If you go out there and you're better than the guy in front of you, you're going to have success. Just keep doing what you've been doing.
That goes along the lines of what I see. As a quarterback, the route combination, but you can change up personnel. You can change up the look because of motion. You can run it to the weak side of the field, but the scheme should stay the same, because it's the read, the progression, and where am I going when it's blitz? Where am I going man? Where am I going in zone blitz? Blah, blah, blah. So you can still disguise the looks, as Milt was saying, that you disguise the looks by formation and personnel groupings.
Well, guys, Super Bowl 60 on the horizon, Sunday in the Bay Area. We know it's going to be crazy around San Francisco. We also know it's the busiest weekend of the year in Las Vegas. And we have ourselves a heck of a contest to join these two guys this spring in Vegas. We have a Bodog Super Bowl party prop contest. Go to bodog.eu, fill in your parlay picks on the prop sheet. You can make your picks to win a dream golf trip to Las Vegas to play a round of golf with Doug Flutie and Milt Stegall
on the best mini golf course ever, with the windmill and the clown's mouth and the triple hole. Yeah.
Milt, I can't wait to see you on the golf course, my man.
I can't wait to see me either. So
we're gonna have one hole. We're gonna have a one-hole competition.
I can't wait to see me either, baby.
We are gonna have a stopwatch from tee to hole, and Milt will win.
We're playing best ball.
Doesn't matter how many times you hit it. You can't pick it up and put it in your pocket. You got to hit it.
Hey, as long as I'm able to run with some balls, and I can probably run with the ball and position it better than I can actually hit the ball. So
all the details, it's a VIP experience. If you're a football fan, this is something that is just going to be unforgettable. The details are on Bodog socials, or enter now at bodog.eu. All right, let's get back to the game, guys. Look, at the heart of Seattle's offense is their play caller, Clint Kubiak. And all the reports have Doug's buddy Tom Brady hiring Kubiak to go to the Raiders to be the head coach. They're going to bring in Fernando Mendoza, start the whole thing over again in Vegas. Not the first time this has happened in Super Bowl week. Kyle Shanahan was the OC in Atlanta the year of the 28-3 game. Everybody knew he was going to San Francisco. Same with Kevin O'Connell leaving the Rams for Minnesota 4 years ago. Look, we create narratives sometimes, but I just wonder, as guys who've been there, players in the locker room, is that a distraction at all for Seattle's offense, knowing their coordinator is leaving?
I think so. I think it's a subtle one, but it's forgotten once the Super Bowl week gets rolled. Like, it's already forgotten.
Yep.
They're preparing. They're going to travel. It's Super Bowl week. That's back on the back. For a day, it was a distraction. The day it comes out, it's a little bit of a. In fact, I remember walking in on my offense coordinator, John Huffnagel. We were in Calgary, and it was pregame. It was the morning of a game, the afternoon game, whatever. And he's watching film for next week because they get a head start and take notes for the next week's game. They got that time in the morning, the preparations. That bothered me. It's like, no, don't even talk about next week. Let's talk about this. So when you talk about a coach even talking to other teams and moving on, it would bother me a little bit for a day or two. And then all of a sudden you're back on the practice field and it's forgotten about.
Yeah, as Doug mentioned, guys are somewhat concerned, but once it's time to focus on what's it's time to focus on, that's what they focus on. This will be a problem if Seattle offense struggles. Then it'll be a problem. Then they'll talk about it like, was that a distraction, knowing that, next week you'll be the head coach of the Las Vegas Raiders. As long as they go out there and play well, it won't be a problem. But if they struggle, if Sam Darnold struggles, if that offense can't produce points and they lose this game, then it's going to be part of the narrative. So let's hope they can go out there and do what they've been doing all year long. They play a great game, and he won't have to answer those questions.
Yeah, and sometimes you don't get closure either. Somebody asked Matt Ryan a few years ago, did you and Kyle ever talk about what went wrong that 28-3 game? And Matt Ryan said, I never saw Shanahan again. The game ends.
He was gone right afterwards. He was gone.
Isn't that amazing?
He was gone.
Next day,
so much
they're at Niners headquarters.
Yep. You go through so much together. You spend so many hours together every day of the year. You're joined at the hip. It's a bond. It's a family. And then you play the biggest game of your life, and you don't see the guy again. It's just off to the next.
Because it's a business, Doug. It's all about business, baby. It's all about the business.